On February 24, my husband and I were coming from Grand Rapids, and we were like 20 minutes away from home. There was already a car in the ditch. We decided to take the back road, and there was a car parked. So we hit a slippery patch, and we started going. The guy from this car got off the car to check on the guy in the ditch. And when he was coming back, he's looking down, and we were going to hit him. And I was just praying, God, I pray that he will look up and that I don't want to witness hurting this man. So he looked up, my husband started honking the horn, and he ran to the ditch, and we hit the car. So I just passed out. And so when we hit the car, we ended up in a snowbank. And when I woke up, I was in severe pain. I woke up crying in panic because I thought I was paralyzed. My hips were very sore. My chest was very sore. I was having a hard time breathing. And I know there was something really bad with my neck because I could feel butterflies. So my first thing was to hold on to my neck. Then the ambulance came and they put my neck collar that I was going to be wearing for the next 6 weeks. I was taken to Big Rapids Hospital, and then the weather was so bad that they couldn't take me to Grand Rapids. So in the meantime, they did a CAT scan, and minutes before the doctor came in, I knew something. I just had a feeling something is bad. So he came into the room, and I was with my husband, and he said, "You have a broken neck. The base of your neck is broken, and you're at risk of being paralyzed. Your spinal cord is exposed." So he left the room, and again I started crying. And the nurse said, "And we need to cut your clothes because we cannot move you." So she cut all my clothes, and they took me at 7 o'clock to Butterworth, and they did the MRI and said, the surgeon is doing some operations, so you have to wait until tomorrow. So Tuesday, I had the operation. He did a fusion between the vertebrae 6 and 7, and he inserted a disc, put 4 screws and a plate, very little one. And the next day, I was released home. So Wednesday, I came home, and it was I just felt so fragile. I was sitting down and I could feel my back like shaking. I couldn't just carry a normal cup of water. I will be drinking in a kid's cup of water that it will be half full with a straw. I couldn't eat solids. And I just could eat like shakes morning, the 3 meals or chicken broth. So I went to my room, maybe in just mild pain, and not being able to eat. Just I think was starting to hit me. So I consider myself somebody like outgoing and positive and joyful, but I was starting to fall into a mild depression. So my daughter walked into the room and she said, "Mom, why are you crying?" And I said, "I just feel so sad." And she said, "But you are alive." So she telling me, "But you are alive," really hit me. Yes, I am alive. And one of my prayers in the hospital was that, God, I pray that I will leave the hospital walking, that I can just live walking. So that weekend, I was just praying and saying, God, I'm really struggling. Why me? I remember that weekend doing a devotional and coming into Psalms 30:11. The Lord, you turn my wailing into dancing. You remove my sackcloth and clothe me with joy. The big lesson on this was that God is in control of my life and God is in control of your life. And just like I'm done with this sadness, I need to concentrate right now that this is a season, and where I am now, I'm not going to be in 3 months, I'm not going to be in 6 months, and I'm not going to be here in a year. So just please help me to praise you in the storm.